Greetings, weary travelers and fellow story gremlins, to the Reaction Sleepover. This is the series we get cozy and we react to stuff. Alas, you cannot see our queen that well. She is displeased. Help me. She's gonna smite me later. Amanda smited by Queen Capybarbara. Words you never thought you'd hear. Or maybe you did expect to hear these words. Anyway, we have a wedding story I am extremely excited to read. In fact, the owner of the story, when I asked if I could read it, gave me even more glorious context. And you know, here we don't read the story beforehand. I try to just find titles that intrigue me. And so reading this without any context is hilarious. And they said I could read this message, giving this context. Did I already say that? Whatever. We have ADHD. You know how it goes. Yes, we. You are one with the squirrel brain. You have no choice. Anyway. Oh, absolutely. It's been 4 years, and picturing my friend's mother shouting, "The goddamn table's on fire," absolutely cracks me up. And I went, what am I in for? They also said, also for context, friend's mom is not even 5 feet tall and runs a daycare. In other words, does not curse because she deals with 2-year-olds all day. So when you picture this whole scene, this is who you're picturing. I'm so excited. I can already tell this is gonna make my whole day. In fact, I told them that. I was like, I cannot wait to read this. Oh my goodness, I'm so ready. Okay, you ready? I'm ready. Because the title says, "The wedding was on fire." Literally. Oh my gosh. So without further ado, grab your cozies and snackies. Let's head on into it. I usually don't do that before the title, or after the title. And the flair is horrible vendors. Bestie, what did they do? A couple of years ago, my oldest friend in the world married her now husband. She'd gotten out of an abusive relationship and met him. He's wonderful and I was so happy for her. We are happy for her too. Yes.
Leave that trash.
Well, her wedding was a series of unfortunate events going wrong. It just transported to the movie and now everything's chaotic. At least that would help them make some sense out of it. If they belonged in that universe. Everything goes wrong there. Some things were minor. She and her husband were supposed to take photos and have a golf cart drive them to their location. Oh dear. Okay, the venue never had the golf cart there for them. I thought it was gonna be like something involving the golf cart, but thankfully not. So he had to carry her out so she wouldn't have a heel stuck in the grass. That's smart. I was a dummy and wore heels during my wedding, and it was in my parents' backyard. In the grass. I went barefoot eventually, but I got out there and I was like, this was a mistake. Did not have the foresight. The brain cells didn't connect there. Why? I was a nincompoop. Let's see who's a nincompoop here. They lit the candles for the reception way too early, so by the time the guests sat down, there were no more candles. It's just a little puddle. Imagine they didn't even have a little, like, thing holding it. It's literally just, the table is covered in wax now. Eat around it, it's fine. If you eat a little, what's the harm? You get a little more fiber. The sound system was terrible at the reception. So at my table, we had music blasting at us while some guests could barely hear. Everyone keeps trying to have a conversation at the one right next to the speaker. Then they have Cotton Eye Joe blasting in their ears. They're like, what did you say you do for work? I said I'm a research analyst. I research things. But that was not the worst part. No, friends. No. I appreciate how you write stories. That's it. Honorary sleepover member. It is official. Before the ceremony, they had the food over some sort of heater. It was an open flame. No. The flame got knocked over, and the table and tablecloth started to catch fire! There were about 6 waiters standing nearby. None of them noticed? What? This is not the time to be the kind of person who doesn't look at the explosion behind them. Please look behind you. Suddenly they all start putting on sunglasses, and everyone's like, what? Not everyone literally becoming the "this is fine" meme. That was until the mother of the bride walked in, saw the table, and screamed at her daughter's wedding, "The goddamn table's on fire!" All 6 clueless servers stood there on their phones. How long were they standing there? Fire and brimstone happening behind them, and they're just like, oh, this is fine, dog. You speak to my soul. It's about to speak to your soul even more in a minute. Fortunately, they put the fire out and there was an open bar, so her mom could be slightly more relaxed. Not very relaxed, though, because she knows she could start another one at any minute by accident. My poor friend, though, never looked relaxed at her own wedding, and neither did her mother. Oh, man. Now I kind of joke with her that her wedding was on fire. Fortunately, she's known me for 30 years and tolerates my twisted humor. I mean, as long as it's something everyone can, like, laugh at the end of the day, It kind of seems like that, because I mean, this is your close friend. Ugh, that's what matters. I mean, that's the thing about it. You never know what's gonna happen at your wedding. As long as you can kind of laugh it off and still have a good day, that's what matters. In fact, it just makes for a great story that a little gremlin on the internet reads one day. So thank you for your chaos. Queen Capybarbara accepts. Maybe she won't smite me. Not me actually acting like her court jester. That poor bride and her mother just sitting there just like, everything's fine. This is a great time. Yeah, I really hope she can look back on that with humor. Seems like OP helps her do so. And it sounds like no one got hurt either, so it's just kind of like a, whew, that happened. That was splendid. As I told her, that was like exactly what I love to read in these videos. It's like just the right amount of chaos, but like at the end of the day, everyone's able to laugh at it. Where it's like definitely a crazy thing that happened, but overall, lighthearted. Although in the moment, it probably felt like their hearts were lit on fire. And then our feel-good finale is so sweet. It's from 2-Sentence Happiness. What a cute sub! Maybe I should make a video where I read like a 2-sentence horror and then a 2-sentence happy. Balance. And it says, instead of being tossed, the bouquet at the wedding kept getting passed among different single people throughout the reception, and by the end, 17 people had held it. When the bride explained that catching the flowers was just a reminder that love is competitive, but there's enough love to toss around and everyone deserves a turn. Holding hope. Aww. I don't know if that's real or not, but I mean, it's sweet. Because that would be a super awesome, like, tradition to do, or if not a tradition, just do that, you know? Just like pass it to everybody so everyone has a bit. Have you ever seen those videos where it's like, where some people go a little too hard at catching that bouquet? It kind of goes beyond like playful competitiveness and it just gets a little nasty. You're like, ooh. I've seen those every so often. They are a sight to behold. Okay, and then our gremlin spotlight today is gonna be, I think I did this on the last one too. It's from the don't click on this video, a little social experiment. Literally just wanted to see how many people clicked on it. And I loved all the comments I got from it. And I especially loved this one by ColorCutie97. And they said, I clicked because 1, I just like to watch your videos. Thank you. I'm not able to keep up as you post, so I'm just now catching up on all the videos I haven't seen, so I must watch all the videos. Thank you so much, that's so sweet. 2, you said, don't, so I must. I simply cannot do what I'm told when I can help it. Aha! You failed successfully. Reverse psychology absolutely works on me. Same. In fact, do you know how many times a day I'm like, I will do something or I won't do something, and then always, without fail, my brain wants to do the opposite. Makes being my own boss great. I love it. I'm fine. How are you? Additional to part 2, I know you told me to comment, and by me commenting, I'm contradicting what I just said, but as a rebel, I do what I want, and I wanted to comment whether you asked me to or not. Yeah, let's go with that. You can tell yourself that all you want. As I replied, I've successfully discombobulated you. I'm not sorry, and you're welcome. And because I want to read another one. This is from the last video where I posted it at 3 a.m. Technically Thursday. But I was like, nope, I haven't gone to sleep yet, so it's Wednesday. And this comment is from the Mrs. Saito. 3 a.m. is clearly the perfect time for this type of content. I work nights, so I definitely enjoy the timing. Haircut is lovely. Thank you. And thank you. I love being immediately validated by my late night gremlin behavior. I accidentally closed my camera. Everything's fine. I'm losing my mind. Now the queen is definitely going to smite me. Anywho, can everyone see? Jazz. Wahoo! Alright, channeling Mario there. That's fine. Anyway, this is, my mom made me commit the ultimate dress code violation at my cousin's wedding. And you know it's good because it says dressed like a bride. You ready? I'm ready. What do you mean? All right, long-time lurker, first-time poster, and yes, I am absolutely outing myself. I'm also on my phone, so forgive me for formatting issues. Just as the title says, my mom made me commit the ultimate wedding sin. Uh-oh, that's not good. This happened when I was around 7 or 8 years old. Okay, I mean... Also, you're a child. I was a CCD kid. I'm not sure what that means. Like all the kids at my church because we went to a Byzantine Catholic church. If I would just keep reading, I would find out. Knucklehead. And there were no Byzantine Catholic schools anywhere near us, or possibly anywhere in the US, honestly. I hated CCD. Oop. It was the worst 2 hours of my tiny existence. The teachers disliked me because I asked too many questions about the Bible, and I was also bullied. Aww. I was the only kid who went to public school, and scandal of scandals, my parents were divorced. That must have been tough. That May, I had my first Holy Communion. Whether it was because I was the last kid in my family to go through this honor, or because my mother felt some fleeting pity for me, my communion dress was a full-length white princess ball gown, and I loved it. Aw, at least they felt pretty. I was out there stunning on every girl in her basic knee-length dress. Literally doing like a runway walk, just like, yeah, that's right. No, that's funny though. I love picturing, everyone's like, where's that runway music coming from? I thought this was church. Fully believing I was Cinderella and they were background extras. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You're 7 or 8 years old. Unfortunately, most of my extended family, specifically my mom's side and my godparents, couldn't make it to my communion. Enter October of the same year. My oldest cousin is getting married. My mother decides this is the perfect opportunity for an encore performance of playing princess. What do you mean? What do you mean? She makes me wear my communion dress to the wedding, minus the gloves and veil, because that apparently made it okay. It's different enough, you'll be fine. Oh boy. So the family who missed my communion could see the dress. But wait! It gets worse. Oh no. Oh no! We're looking back like, what was that? As guests are lining up to send off the bride and groom right after the ceremony, my mom tells me to go hand out bubbles to everyone. You know, like a member of the wedding party. And because I was deeply obedient, approval-seeking child, I did it. I distinctly remember the wedding photographer taking photos of me, almost certainly assuming I was part of the wedding. I was not. I was just a small child dressed like a literal miniature bride, wandering around distributing bubbles like it was my life's mission. I really enjoy how this person types, how they write stories. You come across some where it's like just, they're so funny. I know, oh no, no! If I miss comment sometimes, I have to like open it, so. By the way. All right, Voldemort's back. Oh boy. I just imagining maybe this song is just playing in her head as she's handing out bubbles. Everyone else is like, what's happening? Because when you're a child, you don't know. You don't know. Now, 20 some odd years later, I've been told my mom allegedly had permission for this. I don't know why allegedly is making me laugh. Just because, you know, you hear allegedly all the time with like other commentary YouTubers. They try to say that to cover their butts, you know? And so just, I don't know, just that's so funny to be just like allegedly. Knowing my mother as an adult, I find that extremely unlikely. Oh dear. She has strong narcissistic tendencies, which is why I've been no contact with her for the past 12 years. Oh, that's a long time. That's rough. Sending the good vibes her way. Disaster. Yes, it is. Yeah, poor bride, poor innocent child. Mother, not acting very good. Not the hooligan behavior. I desperately wish I remembered whether anyone said anything or that I could locate the photographic evidence of me committing this crime. Against wedding etiquette for all you to giggle at. Trust me, we are giggling. Out of pain to cope, but also the way that OP is writing this, it's so funny. I love this. Oh my gosh. Just literally like using the words allegedly, evidence, crime. This person is a detective. Watch, she's actually a detective in real life. She's like, this was the tipping point. This is what got me into this. It's only for the specific purpose though. Who has committed the crime of wearing white? No, it's definitely not her fault. She's 7 or 8 years old. Like, sure, you're more aware of things at that age, but it's also like, you're a child. Clearly the mother was the one who was in charge of this. But yes, I attended a wedding dressed in a full-length white gown. It was mistaken for part of the ceremony. I still physically cringe thinking about it. And TLDR, my mom made me wear my white princess communion dress to my cousin's wedding so relatives could see it. Then had me hand out bubbles like I was in the wedding. I was 7, dressed like a tiny bride, and the photographer thought I belonged there. I did not. I have not known peace since. Oh my gosh. Woof. It is beautifully written. I agree. Oh my gosh. But this is what I love about stories. Like, people reflect on things like this and they're just like, well, that was nuts. Hey, here's a story about my life. That's the funny part. Like, we have, you know, been doing, you know, wedding stories. That's like a core piece of the channel. Similar with like, I don't know why, but that's what happened here. It is fun when it's like a fairly like Short-circuiting. One moment. Allow me to go. I gotta go to the dungeon real quick. Hang on. I gotta process for a second. Yeah, it's definitely one of those moments you look back and you go, that was a thing. That sure was a moment in my life. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna go back to me. People are fascinating. That is for sure. Yeah, I like completely just trailed off, not even finishing my thought. Ugh, what was I saying? See, this is why I record and then edit them together. Live is fun. I enjoy it, but also not being able to edit myself out. But yeah, that is fascinating. I hope because, you know, this was a child, that the bride was, maybe she noticed it, and maybe it was kind of annoying in the moment, but hopefully she was able to be like, huh, anyway. There is a story I read where I think there was a child where, I don't know how old they were. I have no idea what video this was from, but, you know, it was like a child wearing white. It might have been a baby or something. I think I remember like the bride was really unhappy, which is interesting for like a baby, because I don't know, because like generally I get the like don't wear white thing, but it's also like, even the children? I don't know. I don't know what's best in that scenario, but yeah, especially the big like princess gown. Embarrassing for all. Yeah. Do you know the one I'm talking about? It's like, yeah, she's saying like the baby's upstaging her, and it's like, it's a child. What do you mean? Well, and that's the thing about things like that. I argue someone can only upstage you as much as you let them, you know? Because there are things out there, there are people out there that will try to do that, like, unfortunately, what seems to be the mother in this story. But that only happens as much as you allow it, like upstaging or like, I don't know, whatever else of allowing... There I go again. Goodbye, brain. So long. Yeah, anyway, just like, that's the thing about insecurity. Like, it's so valid to, you know, those, like we say, the feelings are valid. Mistreating other humans is not. Exactly, it's still gonna be your day, for sure. And the, you know, it is a sliding scale. Like, that's why, and that's part of why it's interesting to read these stories, because it depends on how everyone's acting. I'm a fish now. But, like, there's a lot of truth to that. Brain of thought off the rails? Oh, buddy, rails have never been there. It's been... it's been windy for a long time now. It has been off the rails my whole life. Anyway, yeah, like, that's the interesting part about reading stories like these. It's like, you never know what you're gonna get. As well as, like, it just kind of depends on how people are acting in the stories, you know? And as we always say, it's like, well, we weren't there, we don't know for sure. But yeah, very interesting. That certainly was a choice. Oh, and that's what I was gonna say, that it's like, it's always nice to read stories where it's like fairly like low stakes. At least I certainly hope it was like that, it wasn't actually embarrassing, like for the bride and everything, that she was able to see that and be like, well, yeah, but that's a child. Anyway. And certainly like if she was upset by it, to certainly not only channel that in a healthy way, but also be like, hey, that's not the child's fault. Probably. Probably the mother. Fascinating. Humans are fascinating. High-powered dirt bike pulling circles in the wilderness. You right. You right. And sometimes it's a tricycle. Just going around and around. The tricycle of my mind. Alright, gremlins, I have another. Another! But first, water break. Hydrate. Do it now. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that was cold. Anyone got any snacks? If so, what? I did bring snacks, but understandably, you know, I'm doing the talking, so makes sense I wouldn't eat very much, if at all. Cheese and pears, that does sound really good. Go for it. Oh, it's that drum roll one again. Alright, time for crisscross again. Okay. I just felt a thump. Hello? Is the tea ghost here? Or the tea ninja? Are they here? They heard me say, one of you sent them, didn't you? You're so offended by my microwaving tea that you sent the ninjas after me. You can't fool me. I know the truth. Anyway, what was I doing? Yes, next story. Here we go. Boop. Here we go. All right, we have My mom is upset she isn't in more pictures from my wedding. My whole life, my mom has hated having her picture taken. It's a well-known fact in our extended family that if you ask her to take a picture, she will hide from the camera. It's like every time you try to do it, it's like suddenly she just disappears from existence. You're like, what the? Where'd she go? Where'd my music go? Hello? Why is it so quiet? All right. It's the ghosts. Okay. Oh yeah. I was saying, like, every time they try to take her picture, she just goes translucent. She's secretly... I almost said Elastigirl. That is the wrong superhero, Amanda.
My God, pull yourself together!
Sue Storm! Gosh, I could not remember her freaking name. Alright. Anyway. The joys of being live. On my wedding day, we took standard pictures that include her walking me down the aisle, pictures of her... I told you every time I mess up, I'm going to the dungeon. You can't stop me. Ugh, gosh. All right, I'm back. I just have to recalibrate, okay? Pictures of her and my husband and I, and some other pose/group photos. However, she's upset that she was not photographed more at the reception, even though she stayed sitting the entire time. I don't know why that's funny. Just there's more chances to take pictures of her, and then just weren't. One time, they actually respect her wishes. She's like, hey, get back over here. And she even went and changed out of her nice outfit into shorts and a tank top. It was a beach wedding, and to be honest, I didn't even notice in the moments, so that part I didn't care too much about. That's funny. Anyways, my husband and I were living in the moment, dancing with our friends and family, and so of course there are lots of pictures of us and other guests at our wedding. But she's upset, and I feel she thinks we should have asked her to be in more pictures. Okay, hold on. I feel like she thinks we should have asked her to be in more pictures. What is this? What is this inception of communication? Because maybe, you know, maybe it was different for her for the wedding. Like, maybe she wanted more pictures. Like, wedding was like one of the instances where she wanted pictures. But then that needs to be communicated. You know? Again, like, understandable, but this is why communication's a beautiful thing. The inception. It's breaking my brain. I'm so annoyed and upset with her because if she wanted to be in photos, she could have sought out the photographer. I almost said photographer. Ugh. Photographer or been more present on the dance floor, and now I'm feeling very guilty that I didn't try and include her in more pictures. That's not confusing whatsoever. It's kind of a shame that, like, they feel guilty. I just never in a million years would have even thought she wanted to be photographed after the years of rebuffing a camera. I know rebuff doesn't mean this, but I like to think, like, every time, not only does she disappear from the camera, but she, like, literally buffs it. Like, she takes, like, a... How do you buff things? With, like, a cloth? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ooh! She's a magician. She, like, throws a piece of cloth in front of the camera and then disappears. Stupid jokes 101. Yeah, exactly. Should have spoken up. I don't want to be seen. Okay, we'll respect your wishes. Shocked Pikachu face. Too real. Too real. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if it was different, then that did need to be communicated. Like, that's not their fault for not knowing that. Like, sure. Like, it could have been asked. Why is the music stopping again? Yeah. Wax on, wax off. Anyway, yes. When it comes to communicating those things, that's not their job to guess what she's thinking, especially if she's shown many other times that she didn't want to be on camera. That's not their fault, and that's a shame that, like, their OP is struggling with guilt, because I don't think they need to, especially to the degree of, like, feeling bad about it, because, like, they didn't know that if she genuinely was like, oh yeah, the wedding's different, like, I want to be in pictures, then yeah, she needed to say something. Yeah, and I can't read her mind. I didn't even finish the sentence. What's new? It just makes me sad now looking back at these pictures, knowing she is hurt and feeling excluded. And that's a shame, because it's like, I mean, yeah, that's valid to feel bummed by that, like, on either side. I hope with time she's able to be like, well, that wasn't my fault. She didn't communicate that with me, because, like, that's, you know, so hopefully they can look at the pictures with that, like, you know, that it was still fun. It sounds like they still had a really good day, despite all of that. It's a shame when that happens, like miscommunications. But that's why you gotta say what you're wanting. I certainly hope that mom doesn't, like, hold it against them when it's like, in every other scenario, she apparently didn't want to be on camera. And it's like, again, that's fine. But if this time's different, you got to tell me. Next thing she knows, the teen ninjas are coming for her. Looks like mom has some internal work to do. Yeah, yeah. And it's like we all do, you know? None of us are perfect. It's okay to, you know, to struggle with things like that. Especially like if she did feel awkward about it, that's okay. But at the same time, it's like, you know, try to look at those moments and be like, okay, like what can I do next time to communicate about that better? Back to my face. Oh. Wait 1 moment, I'm getting a text. Talk amongst yourselves. No plotting against me. No more sending ninjas, or I'll send capybarbara after you. Yeah, have you guys plotted? No plotting ever. Sure. Mental health and communication skills really are important and learn about from a young age. Yeah, no, it's really important to not only like learn about communication, but also just try to be in touch with yourself, because that's the hard thing about like these stories where people are clearly like insecure about something. It's like, and that's okay to feel, but then if you don't communicate that, then, you know, I shall call off the teen ninjas for the Queen Capybara's sake. You mean for your sake. I'm sending Capybarbara after you. If you come after me. If we've learned anything, we should all fear Capybarbara. But thank you. Thank you. We will go back to my music for now. Barbara, please. Too late. She's coming. She's coming for you. Run while you still can. You have done it now.